Pop up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Y'all see this picture? Y'all see this picture? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm trying to show you how what's happening now. That's that lady that was screaming. That was her. That's her mama probably right there. That's her great auntie right there. The other little girl right there. That's them. What do you mean? What are you reading? Look at this headline. Share, 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 family. Thumbs up real quick. I'm about to go. Thumbs up, share, share, share. This is pivotal training. Caring training. A brief history of women's KKK. That's what the WKKK. W for the women. Watch this. In American society, white women are often understood as victims. That's what that white lady was trying to play by that screaming. But we, for I am a white woman, also can be perpetrators. That's a white woman that wrote this piece. I got 2 articles waiting for you for this piece, but I'm just going to read you very briefly this one. She says, this peculiar dichotomy has exploded into the national consciousness during the summer's long overdue reckoning over race. Some white women, while teetering on the ladder of privilege, wield their anger as a weapon against those with less power than them. But this dynamic is not new. One of the most shocking and extreme examples of white female complicity in American racism is an organization called the Women's Ku Klux Klan. The first iteration of the KKK sprang up in Pulaski, Tennessee, after the Civil War, formed by men who were disgruntled about newly freed blacks, resentful about disenfranchisement, and craving meaning, excitement, and socially sanctioned venue in which to commit acts of violence. Contemporary observers said that these early KKK vigilantes, y'all listen, wanted novelty and mystery and secrecy. God! I know y'all be laughing at me, but I got to give you some deepness at the same time. Listen, this is a quote. The early KKK vigilantes wanted, quote, novelty, mystery, and secrecy. As the Attorney General of Mississippi testified in 1971, and they got it, designing elaborate arcane rituals through which to further their hateful anti-Reconstruction agenda. Participate in this iteration of the Klan, except as auxiliaries, sold or lent clothes to their husbands and family members to aid in their costume rituals and racist activities. Women also played a symbolic role in the version of the Klan. One of the stated goals of these terrorists was, as they would have understood it, to shield angelic female innocence. Did you hear that? Women also played a symbolic role in this version of the Klan. One of the stated goals of these terrorists was, as they would have understood it, to shield angelic female innocence from terrifying black, quote unquote, demons who had been unleashed on the countryside. To shield angelic female innocence from terrifying black demons who had just been unleashed on the countryside. This is a quote from historian William Pennar. Particularly during his early years, he says, the male Klan held 2 contradictory images of femininity and womanhood. One imagery and one a concession to the reality of concretely existing people. In their imagination, white Protestant women, femininity applied only to these, were innocent, virtuous creatures whose raison d'etre was to support and serve men. In turn, men would protect these vulnerable, sexually appealing ladies from those sexually rapacious demons, i.e. black men, hello, Bill Cosby, who could not help but desire them. It talks about how the first Klan collapsed in the 1870s, and it goes on talking about the second Klan began in the 1950s following an anti-Semitic lynching of a pencil factory superintendent in Atlanta, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know about the movie, The Birth of a Nation, too. But watch this. Where is this one at? The second Klan saw the creation of the Women's KKK, an affiliated but separate organization specifically for white Protestant women. The early history of the WKKK was beset by intra-Klan squabbles. I got to skip through this because I'm trying to make this other point. Where is it? Is this the one I wanted to read? With a few exceptions, such as the 1924 riot, in which the WKKK members paraded around with clubs, the WKKK did not engage in lynching and other acts of violence of their male counterparts. The lack of physical violence has led many historical commentators to view WKKK members and indeed all women involved in racist movements as shadowy, saying inconsequential figures lurking behind the male actors. But in fact, the WKKK, listen, were deeply, regrettably powerful. According to Blee, they were, quote, covert manipulators and cultural organizers. Now you all understand why I say they show up at PTA meetings. They show up as the Karens that teach your children, but they're the first ones that say that your little black son can't be taught and he's violent. They're the first ones that help your black son and your black daughter get what's called a school to prison pipeline record. They're the ones that first make the suggestion that your child be examined so that they can start putting them on psych meds. Y'all talk black to me. They're the ones that's showing out at Target and Walmart. It's dangerous because that means that they're seamlessly assimilating us into white supremacist behaviors. Watch this. And norms. It says that they were, quote, covert manipulators and cultural organizers, using their social power to further their agendas. Many of these women were already savvy social players. Post World War I, Protestant social clubs and organizations were natural feeder groups for the WKKK. These women led what's known as, and this is a quote, poison squads or whisper networks to destroy the reputations of anti-Klan political leaders, candidates. They tried to oust, talked about Catholic public school teachers, led boycotts of businesses, and campaigned for pro-Klan candidates. Are y'all listening to your sister with the curly braids? What did I tell you they were known as? Poison squads or whisper networks. This is what I want you to understand. And this is why you're seeing them. They built social ties by donating milk to school children and food baskets to needy families. And by planning weddings, christenings, funerals, carnivals, lectures, speeches, parades, complete with floats and lady horseback riders. Y'all can't tell me nothing. By planning ritual and social events, these women wove the Klan and its values into the fabric of American social life. Indeed, for them, quote, all the good people belong to the Klan. Scholars of the WKKK and the General KKK emphasize that these organizations were frightening precisely because of their easy compatibility with homogeneous small town America. The WKKK did not appeal to women because it was so novel, but rather because it and its ideals and rituals fit quite naturally. Did you hear that phrase? Fit quite naturally. Did you hear that phrase? Fit quite naturally with white Protestant American life. I gotta go. Reflections from the former WKKK member